It's showtime.
OnlySlabs.
Hey there, comic book friends and fiends. It's Rob here in front of the Great Wall of Comics. It's Saturday, and you know what that means? It's time for OnlySlabs, baby. And what is OnlySlabs if I don't have my Canadian brother, the great...
Great.
Wait, well, I was going to say the great, but then I had to say the comic vet, and that doesn't roll off the tongue well. So we'll have to come up with some other acronym to go with it. But hey, he's here, the comic vet over there. How you doing, sir?
I would accept up that way too.
But you're not above me in the picture frame.
Oh, well, you point in the wrong direction. Like here you are.
Like that.
So you're totally pointing towards. Never mind. All right.
Am I pointing? Does it look like I'm pointing away from you?
See, yeah, this is away.
Oh wow! I must have the mirror thing on because on my screen I'm pointing towards you. So you're actually over there. Is what you're saying?
Yes. Right. Boom. Got it.
Oh goodness gracious! This is like
we're off to a flying start.
There, I'm going to turn that on. You know what it is? I forgot. There's a setting that showed up in StreamYard. In the video, you can go mirror my screen. And when you mirror my screen, it's like you're looking in a mirror. So everything at least looks normal to you, but apparently it doesn't actually affect the camera. So now if I go like this, which is where on my screen I think I should be pointing to, I'm not pointing to you at all.
No.
It's really this way.
Yes.
Got it. All right. Anyways, forget about all this pointing because there's only one point that should be made, and that's we have a great guest today. Ladies and gentlemen, from Superpower Review, Karate Kevin.
I'm pointing. How's it going?
Just point out,
I'm pointing
point to the audience.
I'm pointing you and you and you.
Down there.
Let me point down. Yeah, we can get you because we just point down over there. That's great. How are you doing today, sir?
Thank you. I'm doing fantastic. Thank you so much for having me on, guys. I'm super excited to be back, and also for the new title.
You're back here again for the first time.
Yes, I like that. Yeah.
As it always is. That is a great segue into we should talk about the other people who are back here for the first time, and that is, of course, the great audience that we have here. And that means it's time to play Romper Room.
Romper bumper, stomper boo, tell me, do. Magic mirror, tell me today, did all my friends have fun at play?
Well, I certainly hope that they will, because Les Crucius is here.
Whoa.
Jean Malo. And Chop and Drop. Yes, it is slabbing time, ladies and gentlemen. Mr. Comics 89.
What's up, Matt?
He's going to be coming on the show on a future date.
Cool.
Chris, the comic vet, of course, we know he's here. He's over there.
Just hyping it up. Yeah.
He's over there.
No.
I don't know which way he is.
Yes.
He's somewhere.
Still no.
He's over there.
I'm not Waldo. I'm literally right here.
So that's pointing towards you.
Yes.
Yes, exactly. Unruly Simeon. Peace to you, brother. The Green Machine. El Green Machine. I do remember the Green Machine as it was one of those kid trikes.
Like a big wheel. Yeah.
Yeah, it was it was a derivative big wheel. Yeah, the Green Machine and the Sidewinder and some various other ones. Those great times. Collectibles Toys. How you doing? Hi. Not yet, but hey, the morning is still young here on the West Coast. James Headings, how are you doing? Richard. Yo, indeed. Cat Fan Comics Man. He'll be listening, but unfortunately he's in his car. You just have to watch it again then so you can go back and see the great books that you hear about, because I know you're paying attention to the road safely. Let's see. The comic vet, chop and drop, shop for comics. Yes, absolutely. How you doing, Trev, the shipping guru? Happy to have you with us, as always. Brian, LCS, the man. Don't forget, everybody.
You had a good show this morning.
cbcaawards.org. Don't forget about it. You can go and you can vote, and you should be voting because OnlySlabs is nominated for 2 awards. And you can vote for us in both. Just let you know. It's public service announcement from us to you. Of course, you should vote for whoever you like. OnlySlabs. So who's our cat fan, comics man? Hey there, Sith Lordly. Happy to have you with us very much. Thank you very much. Let's see here. Who else? We got anyone else I'm missing? Dale, Suspense and Collectibles, Sector 2815.
Hey, Paul, my good friend.
Paul.
Our madman from Australia who wakes up at ungodly hours to be here for us live. Thank you very much. It's almost like me on Friday because it is like I think it's 4 a.m. his time here now, which is what I do for Mark on Friday mornings when I wake up to be on his show at 4:30 in the morning my time. Joffrey, thank you for joining us. Joffrey, I think we're getting if I didn't say it already, James Willie. Rounding out our Canadian contingent. There he is. T-Dubs, the king of all nerds. Happy to have you with us.
Yeah, the ocean.
Mark, Legion of Comics. I spoke and he shall appear. I'm way behind on comments. If I was still talking about definitely pointing the wrong way there. Holy cow, the chat is going crazy. Yeah, Marty, how you doing? Oh man, people are out here. Blue Hellion Comics. I just want to make sure I recognize everybody real quick before we get into this. I'm getting close. I said Marty. I said Joffrey. You got Green Machine, Chop and Drop, Kenneth Bird. If I didn't say you, I think I forgot to say you earlier. I saw your comments. So Kenneth, thank you as always for being here with us very much. We've already covered ASM 300s in the first episode, so who knows?
There might be repeats today. I don't know. I just grabbed a random box of slabs. I don't even know what's inside of it. So,
let's see. Richard Taruso, I think I said welcome. Thank you for joining us for your first time. We hope you enjoy the show. This is the worst iteration of Who's first act I've ever seen. Okay. Trev, okay, have I gotten, my goodness gracious, Johnny's 5 alive. I haven't said hello to him yet. Justin Birch, how you doing, sir? Thank you very much.
Rocks this arc.
And yes, I think I got No One Forgets Their First Time. There you go.
Touche.
Did you get your win, Rob? Oh, no, not yet, John. So I got he does some giveaways. Johnny 5 does some giveaways. If you haven't checked out his channel, watch his content to give some giveaways on a regular basis. I was lucky enough to win the duck race.
Congrats.
And got a nice little pickup on my way. All right. So here we are, kids. It's time for us to get into the show itself, why everybody comes, not just to watch me drink from more my own branded merchandise, which of course is available at fatstacksmerch.com. All proceeds from said sales go to C3 Comics Curing Cancer. Thanks to you guys already. The first batch has been donation from the proceeds has been made over. We've been able to get down another $85 donated over to Comics Curing Cancer. So thank you all very much for that. All right, Kevin.
Yes,
you're here back again for the first time. So we said, people came here not only to hear us talk, but to see some beautiful slabs.
See some slabbies.
That's right. Some slabby boys, as somebody else in the community has coined. I don't want to infringe on any more trademarks because I'm tired of trademark fights, but I'm a glutton for punishment. What can I say? What do you have for us first today, other than to say hello? And for anybody who doesn't know about Superpower Review, why don't you give them a quick blurb about what it is that you do over there?
Well, I haven't been on the channel in a little while. I've been a little bit busy because I recently moved and I just got a promotion at work. I am the boss man now. Can you believe that?
Woohoo!
Um,
all probably just high enough to have all of the responsibility and blame, and not enough of the pay.
this is true.
That's how it is for me. Yeah.
So pretty much Superpower Review. I am the host and creator of it. I record in a professional studio where I talk about comic books and I break down and review some comic books. I do some CGC unboxings. Pretty much anything that you can find YouTube that's comic related, I pretty much do. We've gone from unboxings to actually doing a sort of a read through of a comic. One of my favorite comics, ASM 300, where I kind of do a read through of it and stuff, voice acting and such. So you again, if you're a comic book nerd, definitely check it out. I swear you will not be disappointed.
It's a great channel.
Awesome. Yes.
Thank you.
All right.
Nice shirt, by the way, Kev. Nice shirt.
Thanks, man. You gotta show the nerdiness. I had some like regular tattoo artwork on the shirt today. I'm like, no, we can't do this. We gotta show our nerdiness. We gotta show some Spidey. So, thanks, Mark. Appreciate it, buddy.
Yeah, absolutely. All right. So let's go ahead and crack into some books and let's see what you brought today.
All right, so I have a couple of boxes of slabs. I just randomly picked one, have no idea what's inside. I do know what the first book is because I'm going to show it first. This is brand new into the collection. Just got it the other day. This was also my birthday present to myself from last week. So what I gifted myself.
Wait. Are you a September baby too?
I am, sir.
Yes,
I am.
sir.
I am
Yes.
September 6th.
Ladies and gentlemen, good night. It's been a good show.
But yeah, so it's tradition for me to ever since I got heavily back into comic collecting to gift myself a comic book. So it's tradition to unbox a slab. So what I bought for my 32nd birthday is a Daredevil number 181.
Nice.
This is in a 9.6 and it is signed by your boy Frank Miller.
Nice. The giant penis signature.
That's what everybody says. I kind
You
of
don't see it?
I don't really see it. No.
Oh,
No.
good for you.
I mean,
'Cause once you see it, you'll never unsee it.
you never unsee it. It's one of those things, right? We have it in 9.6. Death of Elektra, one of my favorite Daredevil reads. This book is absolutely cinematic. When you look at the artwork, it's super violent and brutal, and that's why I love in my comic books.
Yeah. The other 181.
The other 181, yeah.
Oh, you mean other than a Batman 181?
Yeah,
That's the other 181.
That's the trifecta that you need. You know what I mean? Someone's got to do it. If anybody has both the three of the 181s, I want to see it on Instagram. I want to see it. The trifecta.
They can just bring them here on this show because they'll all be slabbed, of course.
Yes.
Of course. I mean, they're 181s. They're keys. Get them slapped. So yeah, this is what I ended up buying for myself last week, and super pumped. A lot of the time you get like stuff like watched on eBay, and you're like, yeah, that's going to be the gift. Well, it ended up selling, and then I was kind of like, oh damn, like that's what I really, really wanted for my birthday. So like I went on quite the treasure hunt to hunt one down. Some guy on Facebook, not Facebook Marketplace, but a Facebook group, a comic Facebook group. I put out like pretty much like a PSA, like, hey, I'm looking for this, and someone answered the call.
It's undoubtedly one of the best storylines that Marvel has ever published. Is the death. Actually, the whole Elektra saga was fantastic.
It really was, yeah. I mean, also, doing superheroes. Frank Miller is a superhero for saving Daredevil.
Yeah.
All right. Up next, let's see what we got. Completely random. Have no idea.
Love it. It's almost great. There you go.
So we have a New Mutants number 87, the first appearance of Cable. and a 9.4. Everything in my collection is CGC, by the way. I don't collect CBCS. Not that I don't like them, and I don't think that they do a good job. I just think that CGC is aesthetically more pleasing. So I don't really collect a lot of CBCS.
Fan of the white label.
Yeah, I like the white. It breaks it up a little bit. I like the labels a lot better. But their cases do look nice, the newer updated cases. But here we are. We have a first appearance of Cable here. This was a book that I felt like I needed to get into the collection, all because I saw one raw at a flea market, and it was in a dollar bin, and I picked it up, and I was ready to pay for $1, thinking I was going to get a steal. Yeah. And the person was like, "Yeah, no, this is not $1." I'm like, "All right, well, how much do you want for it?" He goes, "Give me $500." I'm like, "No, you can put it back, dude."
$500.
You can put it back there, buddy.
Oh, it was published in the 90s.
Well, this was around the time where Daredevil 2 was coming out, and everyone was on the hype train for Deadpool.
Still, it's a 90s book. There's a billion of them.
I know. Everyone was on the hype for Cable, and I was like, you know what? Now I got to get one. So I ended up picking this one up from a good IGer from the IG comic community. He lives local, and he was selling it for a whopping $100.
That seems much more correct.
Yeah, it seems accurate. Yeah, $100 for 9.4 though, that's quite the deal still, in my opinion.
Yeah, I would say so. I mean, this was already, I don't know, maybe 2 years ago.
$500. Oh my God.
I mean, it is a first print, but I mean, still.
Come on.
I mean,
Yeah.
$500.
It's a 90s book.
That it is, and some when I think Rob Liefeld was at his best here too. Arguably, some people prefer his newer stuff, older stuff. I don't know.
Yeah, great. That's a great pickup though. For $100, that's super fair. And you know, I'm a big fan lately of, as much as I love a 9.8. If I'm shopping, I got no qualms with a 9.6 or a 9.4. I mean, it's still near mint, and if I can then pick up 2 or 3 other keys to my collection for that same price, sounds like a deal to me.
Sometimes I say the 9.4 is the perfect amount of mint.
It's got mint in the title. Yeah.
Usually 9.4s are a hell lot more affordable, and they're still a really great grade to have.
All right, what's next?
All right, what do we got? Completely random. What do we got?
Ooh.
Yes.
Ooh, some Spidey from Toddy. Big bad Todd McFarlane. Send your books to CGC. I'll sign your books.
Oh my God. That's right. There is a CGC signing coming up.
Yep.
In case you haven't heard.
CGC, down to Sarasota, Florida. I'll sign your books.
I'll be there as long as it takes.
So here we have a Spider-Man 13, pretty much Todd McFarlane doing what he does best and homaging himself.
And by the way, he'll sign anything for you, but I won't sign that.
Yeah.
No, he won't.
I understood that Meatloaf reference. Okay.
I got it. I see what you did there, Rob.
Yeah.
You know, when if you love Spider-Man #1, you know, I love the original suit, but you got to do the symbiote suit. Symbiote suit's my favorite. I love the suit, and nice big silver signature there.
Mm-hmm.
At least on this one, he waited a few issues before he homaged it. Unlike ASM 300, where he couldn't even wait till the next issue before. I mean, it was the next issue. I'm homaging my own stuff again. I mean.
And then once he started doing Spawn, he started homaging himself again.
Oh, I know.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
but at least it's his own work as opposed to everybody, else who homages him. And I was like, and I can't get it. Like, look, I get the love for some of these covers, but when we see the same homage over and over again, and I mean, we're just like right now, I just saw the drop for Mayhew version of Spider-Man 1, right?
Yeah.
Which is almost exactly the same, just like when Clayton Crane did his for the facsimile on that book. Again, it's like and then of course there's just
before you put that down, Kev. Hold that back up for a second.
Oh yeah, sure.
Now, correct me if I'm wrong, guys, but is this not the final Spider-Man title that Todd ever worked on? Like, is there another one after this? Like, is 14? Like, I don't think does 14 belong to Todd?
Yeah, no, Todd did 14.
Okay.
Yeah,
I know this is right around the end, right here.
Yeah, because this is part
never got-
one.
Okay.
Wait, yeah, this is part one, and then part two. It's he also did the artwork in that one, but I believe that's the last one, in the Spider-Man run.
Yeah, and sadly, that's it.
And that's it.
Yeah.
That's it, folks. He quit, and not only did he quit Marvel, he went to DC, and DC was like, "Oh, sweet, we're gonna get Todd McFarlane." He's like, "I'm not working for you either."
just middle fingers everywhere.
and now how hilarious is it that he's making toys for DC? You know what I mean? I don't know. It's kind of
Yeah,
funny.
and his
Kinda
next big
ironic.
promotion is Spawn and Batman. But anyways,
Anyway,
carry
I
on.
don't know. What do we got here? What do we got next? I see a Venom logo. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. So here is a Mark Bagley being one of my favorite Spider-Man and Venom artists. This is a Venom number 6. This is when Eddie Brock reobtains the Venom symbiote from Lee Price. I love this cover, man. This is Bagley at its finest, I believe. I mean, I love this book so much that, you know what? Let's get a twofer. I had to get the color version.
Yeah,
too.
there you go.
Yeah, so I mean, there's a twofer. So we got Mark Bagley signing on it. David Michelini signed it because he's the co-creator, and why not? I mean, Todd McFarlane too. It's kind of odd, but he's also the co-creator too. So if you're gonna have the co-creator of David Michelini, why not? So
Yeah,
Very
that's
nice.
that's awesome. I gotta admit, it's been a long time for me since I've seen a Todd signed book that he wasn't a part of the creative team for. I mean, on that particular issue. Yeah, that's pretty cool.
But really, really love the. I'm such a sucker for Venom covers that are black and white with the red logo. Like it's like I gotta have that. That looks so badass. I gotta have that. So we got those.
Very nice. This is good to get the symbiote back on Eddie Brock. This is where it belongs. As much as we love Dylan,
Dude, I can't. I hope Dylan dies. I'm so tired of Dylan already. I actually,
either that or he just needs to grow up and be a bad guy, a badass. And
yeah, like, dude,
We gotta
unleashed
admit,
already.
Like, we gotta admit, it's still better storytelling than what's happening with the Hulk.
I don't read the Hulks, but I'll take your word for it.
Yeah, I don't know. I've given up on Venom. I was done by issue 7.
A green spaceship.
I was like, nah, I can't do this anymore.
Got the musical references going today, I guess.
Carnage is good though.
Yeah.
All right, let's see.
Yeah, my problem is, you know what? I did like Carnage when he was introduced and everything. My biggest problem just became like too many symbiotes started popping up all over the place, and I think that's where Marvel sometimes gets one worked really well, so let's do 100, and it's like, all right, now you've just beaten this to death. I don't want to see any of them now because you just overdid it.
Right.
And that was the same thing with whether it be clones, whether it be symbiotes, whether it be any of that stuff. And I just really would like to see them focus on delivering a compelling story and not just rehashing the same derivative content.
Rant over.
I got you.
Back to OnlySlabs.
Yes, bring us some more sexy covers because who cares about the story inside?
All right, let's see. Random.
I hear that this has a first appearance in it.
Yeah, it's the first appearance of the Jackal.
Yes, excellent.
Yes.
That is of course it's only as the Jackal because Warren Miles' first appearance, of course, is ASM 31.
This is also, the first appearance of the douchebag who completely, ruined the Clone Saga, or is responsible for the Clone Saga, I should say.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, it was absolutely just horrible. If only maybe that guy with that gun had a few more bullets.
Yeah, I think he's called Scully. The first appearance of Scully.
Yeah, something like that.
Something like that. I don't know.
The Skull Warrior.
Yeah. I think something like that. I don't know. He seems pretty cool, but he doesn't beat the Jackal.
Yeah, no,
Yeah, I don't know.
doesn't really have much impact on Marvel Universe at all.
But all joking aside, like this could be the key from issue 100 to 200, if not the it's like I should even say it is strictly the biggest key between issue 100 and 200. Never mind Morbius, never mind that. It is hands down the Punisher. Frank Castle often is. If you ask a lot of members of the community, they would often say my favorite character is the Punisher, or Frank Castle's top 3 for sure. And God bless Frank Castle, because right now we have the Punisher back in Marvel Comics, and arguably the best storyline that's happening in comic books when it comes to Marvel right now. It's tough to argue. Like maybe you would say Ghost Rider or Daredevil, but pound for pound, the Punisher line that's happening right now is fantastic. And to get that book in a 7.5, my God, Kevin, kudos, sir.
Yeah, I mean, I got this book like right before the huge, comic bumps in the marketplace. So going back to sort of like buying myself birthday gifts. I don't remember what year about this. I believe this is my 31st birthday present to myself. And now the price that I got it from is unheard of. I paid $1,100 for this book at the time. Maybe a year, 2 years ago.
That was definitely before the bump. Yeah.
Yeah. I think it's up to like mid, 2,500 maybe.
Exactly right. So last sale was 2,602, but that's a little bit of an up. It's been around $2,400 to $2,500 for the most part, but it did spike up at one point during the big peak, up as high as 3,500.
There you go.
So it cooled off some from its high point last year, but it's a solid It's a solid mid 2000s book. Absolutely. At a 7.5.
Yeah. Love this book. I mean, when it's Bronze Age for me, I try to go for around the 7s.
Scully McSkullface.
I love it. I love it. Signed by Dolph Lundgren. I don't know if I could do that.
Yeah, no, definitely not the Punisher I would have sign it.
You can do it to your copy, but not mine. No, don't touch it.
Punisher's been played by a few actors now.
Yes,
yeah. So.
That's a book that actually was one of those ones that I never acquired, and I'm still like, I don't even know. At this point, it's like low on my priority list of other books, but one day,
it is what it is. It's a very important Spider-Man key.
I got that second appearance of Punisher though.
Yeah.
I need that one.
Yeah, blue chip all day, every day. All right, what do we got next?
All right, so I already saw a sneak peek of what it was.
I like this random. I don't know what I brought. Thing. It's a surprise to everyone.
But I did see a sneak peek of it really quick, so I know you guys will like this one. Let's see.
Oh, wow! Another book that's gone bump.
Yeah, it's been a bit of a hype train on it for sure.
Hype train on this book. But man, this was the first time I really got into some FOMO. So the story on this one is that I've always wanted a Werewolf by Night, and I've wanted to get into Moon Knight, but it was a time where I was like, okay, I got to pick one character. I want to really focus on one. It was Swamp Thing or Moon Knight. I ended up going up with Swamp Thing, and of course Moon Knight started getting hot and big, and then I'm like, oh, okay, like let me get into reading it. And absolutely fell in love with the character. And of course, I ended up paying a lot of money for this book. I don't regret it. I don't, because I absolutely love the book. This book has gone down a lot since I bought it. A lot. I'm not too worried about it, though, because yet again, I do love the book. That's all that really matters. And I do feel like that this book will see its time again.
Oh, 100%. It's again another blue chip book. To me, it presents better than the 7.0. At least
It looks nice.
from my
Yeah,
vantage point. Yeah.
it looks really nice.
Rob, you got FMV on this?
Yeah, it's well. So FMV on it's right around $1,300 right now.
Okay.
For this, its last sale was $1,242, down from a couple sales previously at 1,800. But the big, obviously, last year it was running up. It ran up right up against $3,000 on a couple transactions. So around November, September,
nice
October,
book.
November last year, you were really it was close to a 3K book. So it's come down considerably.
A lot, yeah. But like I said, I mean, yeah, did I take a loss on it? But I really do feel like that this book will come back eventually.
It's right back to where it was at 2020 levels. In 2020, it was around the same price point, around $1,200 to $1,300.
At least you didn't buy it, Matt Spidey.
Oh,
All right. Let's see what else we got.
Oh, the second appearance of
Ooh.
Gambit.
the second chronological and first cover appearance of
The non-Arthur Adams
or
cover of
first.
Gambit.
I'm sorry. Wait a second. Second released appearance of Gambit.
I
first
agree.
Cover appearance.
I agree. I totally 100% agree.
You can't not agree. It is the second released. It may not
It
be
really is.
chronological in the storytelling, but it is the second released appearance and first cover appearance.
I totally agree. I totally agree.
I gotta admit, as a guy, I'm in my late 40s now. I'm still blown away by the amount of people that consider Gambit their favorite X-Men. I get like there's I guess
He got a huge bump from that '90s cartoon.
that so many 30-something-year-olds and got to watch that cartoon and fell in love with the character because they did such a good job on that animated show featuring Gambit. And because I'm presuming it's not X-Men Origins Wolverine that caused everyone to fall in love with Gambit. but yeah, I really was astonished. But now it's to the point where when I see it, it's such a respectable book to me. Like it's one of those books I wish I had in my collection. And to get it in the 9.8, I know that it would, unless your timing was good, it may have cost you a little bit of a pretty penny.
A little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I know,
totally.
I think mine's like 9. I think mine's a 9.2 or something like that. But I got mine as a raw book not too long ago that I was able to only cost me about $60 as a raw book.
Kev, can you do me a favor? Can you read what's on the right side of that blue label there?
It says first full appearance of Gambit, Mystique appearance.
Okay.
What they forgot to say is that it's also the first appearance of that codpiece. You know what I mean? That codpiece thong that he's wearing.
Yeah.
God damn.
That's a high-waisted copy.
What were they doing with that? Jeez. My goodness. But yeah, this is again from the love of the X-Men show is what introduced me to Gambit. So, and Gambit is one of my favorite mutants. So, pretty good. Very good. All right, what do we got? Random. I don't think we've shown any DC yet, have we?
No, maybe you got a box of Wall Marvel. Who knows?
Oh,
Newsy.
Wow.
Look at that.
One of my favorite comic books.
A great homage.
Yeah,
the
best.
rumors are true.
The rumor. Yeah, I absolutely love this book. I remember the first time reading this comic book in high school because I have the trade paperbacks, which collects all of the the symbiote up to Venom. And I used to read this comic book quite often. I love seeing Spidey kind of being shocked with the suit. I liked seeing him like having like a little bit of scruff on his face, like, oh man, like I gotta go shave and stuff. It's just so memorable. I don't know why, but I love the artwork of him coming out of like the portal with Dr. Kirk Connors. But you have AF-15. I believe this is the next best thing. Of course, I'm biased because I love the symbiote suit more. I think this is the better cover.
There's some Kirby fans that might disagree, but okay.
And I totally understand, but I love the background colors of this book, like that sunset look. And I think it's amazing. I just love that symbiote suit, and I love this book to death.
Oh, it is definitely for, I think, anybody under 50. It's a very, very
Special.
popular book to have. I mean, unless you're just not a Spider-Man fan, but then you're broken inside.
It kicked off
There's no
so
hope.
many good stories right after that. We had the gang war, then the death of Craven, then we had the personal struggle where Peter was going through hell with his relationship with MJ, and then after that, Todd McFarlane showed up. Yeah, that was a good time for ASM. Really, really a good time for that comic series.
Would you recommend Gang War?
I would, because I really liked the Hobgoblin during that time, and Kingpin I thought was vicious. For the mid 1980s, I thought Kingpin was really, really good.
Yeah,
and,
haven't read Gang War yet.
Yeah, that was that kicked off really good storytelling for me.
I know. I like the miniseries of the first appearance of Sin Eater, and like Spidey fights it out with Daredevil. That one's pretty cool too. But yeah, 9.6. Also, real quick, this was around a time where I believe like newsstands weren't catching as much as a premium than direct editions as they are today. I feel like people are like, oh yeah, newsstand, that's cool. People knew it was a little bit more rare, but I don't think
it's really become more of a recent thing. That people really started kind of trying to split hairs. I think as
during the bubble.
Yeah, well, people were trying to do this whole thing with the churn of really kind of doing this commodity investment type thing with comics, was where people started hyping up this concept that a newsstand should be somehow worth more than the direct copy, depending upon when it was, abundance and this everything. And I the first time I remember hearing it used to do some chopping and dicing was actually with Spawn #1, because there were so many copies of Spawn 1 out there that people started to try to go, well, but this one's a newsstand, which of course was rare in the 90s, much rarer in the 90s, but also just as some way to try to introduce some kind of slicing and dicing to somehow make a segment of a 1,000,000 book run be worth something. Right. And then it kind of, that, at least to me, that's where I first heard it. I don't know that that's where it kind of this concept originated from or not, but that's where I first became cognizant of hearing people really talk about newsstand variant versus the regular variant was in relation to Spawn 1, and that was actually a couple of years before the this bubble, where then it just really kind of took off crazy. Obviously, around the pandemic, you started hearing talk about all the time. Yeah.
So, like, again, I think it's been a couple of few years where newsstands are really now catching a premium. Normally, I really don't have a preference. I went with a newsstand not because it was a newsstand. It was just because I actually found it for a better deal than a direct edition, so that's why I bought it. Someone was selling it in Canada. And the American dollar does go a little further when you're buying books from Canada.
Or Australia.
And so that's why I ended up snagging it too. So,
but, no, I mean, for the most part, I generally don't care about whether it's a newsstand or not. Most books I don't really carry much more of a premium. It's just really certain keys that you'll see that's an issue on. As I go through my collection, it's like, oh, there's go through runs. It's whatever I can pick up. It'll be a mix of that and the other. I think the only book I really even care that I have a newsstand variant versus the regular is Spider-Man 2099. That's only because for the issue #1 I have all the variants on it, and so it makes me happy to have all of them. But I wouldn't have gone out and sought that originally for certain.
Let's give away some books.
Let's do it.
Is it time to give away some books? All right, we can definitely do that. Let's go ahead and add this then up to the stream here, folks. Ladies and gentlemen, give us that hashtag superpower review. And we'll go ahead and spin the wheel here in a second, give away some books. Just added a bunch of books to the box again today, including a book that was in my stack to give away. I was talking about this backstage before the show. I had seen it at my LCS this week on the wall. All of a sudden, it was a wall book, and I was like, "Oh, I didn't realize that was a wall book." And I looked it up and realized it was a first appearance of somebody who's pretty significant, some stuff, and is a raw book. It's around a $50 book or something. And I said, "Well, it's still going in this box because I designated it for the box, so it's there." So there's good books in here, guys, is what I'm trying to say. #Superpower Review. In the meantime, of course, we always want to remind you, don't forget to also check out the Rogue Trader. If you have anything interested, you're looking for somebody to try out your pressing, he's the man who presses my fat stacks of comics. He is also got his new website up and running. So if you tried earlier and his website wasn't working, now it's there. You can use the code FATSTACKS at checkout, get 20% off your pressing needs. Plus, through our partnership, every time the code is used, he donates $10 to the Comics Curing Cancer campaign in partnership with the American Cancer Society. That's the RogueTraderUtah.com. Woo!
Woo!
All right. Exactly. 4 horsemen for life, right? Kevin.
Yes, sir.
Anything coming up on the immediate future there on the Superpower Review channel?
I have nothing on the docket right now. Like I said, it's been really busy. Moving into the new place, getting the promotion, being the boss man now, and on my own, working by myself until I fill my position. So it's been really busy, but once I have some time and energy again, I will definitely be doing it.
So what people should definitely make sure to do then is that they should subscribe and hit that notification bell so they know when the new content drops. Phenomenal. Speaking of new content, Chris, the comic vet, you're always on the cusp with lots of stuff coming out all the time. What's coming up in the next couple days for our folks that are subscribed to you? And if they're not subscribed, god damn it,
Why aren't
you subscribe to my freaking partner here? Hit him
Slack.
up. He's working on an 800 subscriber giveaway. If nothing else, go there and try to subscribe and try to win some free stuff.
It's true. It's true. I got a box as big as what Rob's is for stuff to give away, and an ASM 75 In-Hyuk Lee variant cover to give away for that 800 Grow Together initiative. Tomorrow, Mark from Legion of Comics and myself will be dropping 2 cool guys swap picks. Monday, I'll probably have a Walmart video dropping where I open up some oversized fat packs from Walmart. And Wednesday, it's a new comic book day hangout.
Nice.
Awesome. All right, welcome to Comics to Astonish. How you doing? Thank you for being all subbed up. We appreciate you. All right, let's go ahead. We got 29 out of 35 people. I've given you long enough. Superpower Review. Let's spin it. Wheel of Fish. And our winner is
Boom. Cat
Fan Comics Man.
All right.
See? There you go.
It's
Back
a
on
couple
the winning
times
streak.
like a month for him, isn't it? Like he's done
Well,
pretty
he's had a small winning streak. I made a comment last time about him here try to win again, and he told me, he says, I don't win all the time. No, I don't win all the time, but you got a nice streak going. Congratulations. All right, Kevin, you might remember how we do this. You get to pull the books for our Cat Fan Comics Man here. You can give me a number from the front, number from the back, or we can give some back to front action.
Let's do the back to front action. Let's do that.
All right, here we go. And you just tell me when to stop.
Can stop right there.
Okay, are we taking the book in front of my finger, behind my finger, or both?
Let's do both. Oh, why not? Let's go.
And we're going to be drawing a total of 6 books. So there's 2. All right, back to front again here.
And stop.
All right. And front, back, or both?
Both.
All right. And we got 2 more books.
All right. Let's see. Stop.
Okay. Front, back, or both?
Both.
All right. Oh. There's 2 extra pulls.
Oh, see? I'm your lucky man. and stop.
Okay. Both books?
Yeah, let's do it.
All right. Let me move these off to the side here. What is this? Okay. Let's move this out of the way. Ugh. Thermos out of the way, so I have to land this. I really need a bigger desk. All right. First up, we have Fantastic Four 183.
Oh, yes.
Not a 181.
This one has it all.
This one has it all.
Wow.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. How about some 12-cent goodness? Adventure Comics 308.
Oh boy.
Superboy as the Menace of Smallville. The book that got him 2 extra pulls, Solar Man, issue 2. We got a Doom cover.
Oh.
People seem to like those.
Indeed. How about some trade paperback goodness?
Oh.
Batman, A Death in the Family.
Oh wow. Yes, sir. Pre-Hellboy Mike Mignola. That is fantastic.
You're welcome, Cat Fan.
Wow.
How about
Actually had that.
some
Great.
Star Wars Mace Windu, issue number 2?
Look at that cover. That's phenomenal.
The Guardians of the Galaxy.
Very, very nice.
The New Avengers.
Wolverine taking on Wolverine.
Yeah, what is that? Wolverine versus Wolverine action there. Oh, it must be his son. It's 2 claws. Although when I see 2, I thought his son had 3 claws. But one was come from the inside arm.
Right.
And 2, but I only see 2.
Right.
I don't see any under, and it's not obviously Laura Kinney. So I have no idea what Wolverine that is. But you have to read it and report back to us. And how about this one? The Invaders, issue number 1.
Sick.
It's volume 2.
Wow.
The Invaders, but Invaders are a fun read. I love it. All right, congratulations there, Cat Fan Comics Man. I have your information, so we will get those out to you, hopefully out in today's post, and you'll have it Monday or Tuesday because logistics are awesome when you're on the West Coast. All right, whew. Yeah, that was great. Absolutely, Trev.
Nice haul.
There you go. All right, Kevin, let's put you back in. Let's get back into some more hot slabbing comic book action.
All right. Cool. Let's see. What do we got? Oh, we got a Batman book. We finally got a DC book. Yay. So first DC book of today's show.
And what a DC book to pull.
We got Batman the Killing Joke, first print, all the way from 1988. We got Alan Moore greatness here. What can you say, man? This is just such a great time for comic books, the 80s, where comic books finally grew up and they started writing and giving people the more mature content. And fantastic. Crippling of Barbara Gordon becomes Oracle. So awesome.
Book that was outside of continuity, even at then, to have that event. If nothing, that event carried over into the continuity, but didn't recognize the rest of the event.
Right.
It's good to know that now it's been pretty much brought into full canon at this point, especially since DC said, "Oh, everything's canon now." So,
and we also got to give some credit to Brian Boland, who does a fantastic job illustrating this cover and this art.
I love that book so much. Like, it's no big secret that's my favorite DC story ever published. I loved that book so much as a kid. I actually memorized the Killing Joke itself at the end. two lunatics are escaping from the asylum.
He loves that book so much.
Yeah! It deserves a Remy. It's true. It's true. Yeah, Arguably one of the most important books DC put out in the 80s. I know some
DC
people
for
would
life.
say the Dark Knight Returns, but for me, it's The Killing Joke.
Yeah, and I feel like DC is responsible for, publishing a lot of those mature books that really helped grow up comic books. I mean, you got Alan Moore's Swamp Thing run, which I hold near and dear to my heart. You got his Watchmen, you got that, The Killing Joke, and The Dark Knight Returns. You got so many great books. 300.
I apologize, guys, real quick. I have to step away real quick. Chris, you've got the controls, sir.
Sure.
Kevin, I'll be right back as soon as I
Yeah,
can.
sure.
I apologize greatly for doing this. Very unprofessional.
No problem.
All right, let's carry on, Ken.
All right. Let's see. What do we got? Random. Have no idea. What's happening? What's going on? Oh, more
Mr.
symbiote
Voss.
sexiness.
Yes.
So, again, reiteration, love me some symbiote sexiness. This is a Web of Spider-Man #1 in a 9.8, and this is a great cover, man. This is
Charles Voss, is it?
Charles Vess, yes,
Mhm.
and or Voss, depending on how you pronounce it. Tomato. This is a key. This is a first appearance of the Vulturians, which nobody really cares about. But seeing how I am a huge symbiote fan and lover of Venom, this is pretty much where Spidey gets rid of his symbiote suit at the cathedral. And it is not explained in this book, but it is later explained in ASM 300 that when Spidey gets rid of his symbiote suit, it then goes on to Eddie Brock, or it senses Eddie Brock's hatred for Peter Parker, and then goes on him becoming Venom. So this is why I love this book so much.
Yeah. This was again Marvel capitalizing on the franchise. This became the third ongoing monthly title for Peter Parker directly. And to me, outside of ASM, Web of Spider-Man had the best storytelling for Spider-Man. Every so often there was the crossover event, like i.e. the death of Kraven, Kraven's Last Hunt. But yeah, that's, to me, that cover is iconic. It is iconic. And if you're a serious Spider-Man fan, that book, in whatever grade or raw or direct or UPC code, God bless you, it has to be in your collection. It's so important. And of the 3 monthlies that we had for an incredible long amount of time, that one was the most recent and probably the most affordable. Obviously, ASM 1 is out of a lot of people's grasp, and Peter Parker's Spectacular Spider-Man #1 is not a cheap book either. But yeah, Kev, as a Spider-Man hardcore fan, that is a terrific book.
Yeah, absolutely. And also totally agree with you. Web of Spider-Man, great run. Great stories. Have no complaints with Web of Spider-Man. Great covers. All right, let's see what do we got next.
Oh boy. Now we got some money in your hands again.
Wolverine, man. Can't say a lot, can't say too many not great things about this book. This I love this limited series. Yet again, in the 80s, we're growing up in comic books. We're getting a little more edgy with comic books. Wolverine showing his killing capabilities.
He's the best at what he does.
Yes, he is, and what he does is not very nice.
Baby.
Yeah.
Bam!
Hey, you got the big D again.
It's a good signature placement for a change for Frank Miller.
That's exactly where he signed. Oh, I have my 9.8 on the wall, not my signed copy, but my copy. That's exactly where he signed too, right? Fortunately, put it there, not coming into.
Frank Miller is Frank Miller is notorious for signing on faces like Stan Lee.
Oh yeah.
There's a couple of people who work on this book who actually signed the clause, and I think that's a really cool touch.
Yeah, on mine I have Chris Claremont signed on the clause, and then
is it Rubenstein that's got something to do with that book?
Yeah, he's the inker.
Rubenstein signed for me and did the remark underneath his underneath his sideburn, and drew a remark of Patch, so the sideburn is the hair on Patch. He's smoking a cigar. Just kind
creative.
Of cool.
Pretty creative. I had Joe Rubenstein on my channel for an interview, and he kind of broke down saying how very loose Frank Miller was with his pencils, where he believes where he needs more credit, saying that he did a lot of the adding like illustrations to his pencils.
Oh, shots fired.
Mm.
But
Almost saying that Frank Miller was a little bit lazy.
Yeah, more or less. Fair enough.
yeah, that was
He
Marvel's.
kind of gave me a
first
rough
big step
sketch, and I
forward.
had to do the.
That was Marvel's first big step forward with everyone's favorite Canadian. Because if that limited series would have bombed, he would have went back to the Uncanny X-Men monthly, and like other than never really be heard from again outside those pages. But that
Right.
series took off, and then he started becoming, that character like Spider-Man that would show up across the board on everyone's title, and then we end up getting the magnificent and underrated Kitty Pryde and Wolverine limited series off the tail end of that one. Yeah. What's next?
All right, I haven't read that one yet either. The Kitty Pryde and Wolverine limited series, but heard great things. All right, what do we got?
Oh, more McFarlane. Look at
More
that.
Canadian tie-ins. I love it.
Yes. So, first time and last time Todd McFarlane works on a Batman title. This comic book is strictly a cover by. I mean,
Yeah.
this is not a great story whatsoever.
Nothing in it whatsoever, other than the proto Spawn cover that causes that book to be valued the way it's valued.
Yes, absolutely. Had to get it signed by Todd McFarlane. This was from the last time he went to do a private signing at CGC. And this is just a fantastic cover. I mean, this is Todd McFarlane tropes all over the place.
I love a few of them I've seen where Todd McFarlane has remarked it by filling in the rest of the moon.
Yes. So I saw him do at a con. He took out a yellow marker, filled out this white spot that's missing, and also this orange spot that's missing. With a bit of my OCD problem, this cover does bother me a little bit with that. But I try not to think about it. Just think about everything else that's going on.
Just tell everybody that's why it's a 9.6 instead of a 9.8.
Yeah.
Is because it's missing part of the
It's
moon.
incomplete. Kev, did you have that book slab before you sent it off to Sarasota for that COVID signing?
Yeah,
Was it a 9.6 then?
Yeah, it was a 9.6.
Okay.
Yeah, and
Right.
so when I sent it in, I always look over my books as with a fine tooth comb to see if it can get pressed out. It was very deserving of the 9.6, and there was no way of getting that bumped to a 9.8.
Okay.
What's the flaw on this book? Out of curiosity.
I mean, it has a couple of spine ticks. There's a corner here that's a little. I don't know if you're going to be able to
Soft
see
corner.
It's got a little white to it.
Okay. Yeah. Okay.
But it does have like maybe one or two very small spine ticks on the spine, but not too bad.
Yeah, mine's the same boat. Mine's a 9.6, and I couldn't get it out. It's got some non-color breaking spine ticks that are actually binding at the staple, so it can't get pressed out because it's actually the paper's just bound in a weird way at the staple that prevents it from getting flat.
One of my staples is like right in the back of the cover. See how that is?
Oh,
it's
yeah.
like not on the side.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I don't know.
Still happy to have a 9.6 on those even still.
Yeah, I mean, again, that was even before some of the big jumps. So
Yeah. Great.
all right.
book.
What do we got? How many we do?
It's usually 25 to 30, so it's like a box of slabs.
All right, cool. Yeah, we still got a lot to go, so we're good.
We're good.
All right. What do we got? Oh,
Yes.
Oh.
Yes. The best villain in the last 6 years.
Totally agree. Teen Titans number 12, first full appearance of the Batman Who Laughs, one of my favorite characters in the DC universe. Now, this was a great time for new comic books because the Batman Who Laughs came out, and then around the same time, maybe like a month or two ago, Null also came out. So like I remember just like buying these like right off the shelf and being like super pumped about these new villains. Kind of cool cover, you know what I mean? Got Batman Who Laughs in the background. Definitely would love to see him a little more in this book, but that's how it goes to first appearances. That's what makes people want to get more.
That's right. Just give them a little feed.
Yeah,
I never got roped up into the whole death metal stuff, but I know you guys. A lot of you guys will think that's it was a great big thing. So
I thought so.
It
I
was
salute
good.
y'all.
That particular cover, often the DCB covers outdo the A covers, but in my opinion, that particular issue, the A cover outdoes the B cover for the first Batman Who Laughs.
Yeah. The B one is like a white cover, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
The white background.
Yeah, I would agree there. A is much better. All right, let's see what else we got. Oh yeah, this one's a fun story. This one's fun. This is Batman Who Laughs #1, Gabriel Delato variant. This is the one where you can't see Gabriel Delato's signature. Can anybody see it?
Don't tell me you signed it in black on black.
No, he signed it on red. In red.
Red on-
It's like,
red on
like
red?
a little bit
What?
right there. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. Come on, man.
What a jerk!
Like, come on, man.
And
Super
Gabriel
jerk.
Delato isn't
Was-
like
did
a
the-
signature
Did
you
the
get
silver
every
go
day.
dry? Like, what happened there?
Like, I don't know if he wanted to like hide the signature. Like, I love this piece and I don't want to ruin it with my signature. I don't know. I don't know what his
Because
thinking was
a regular
here.
old black Sharpie in the red down in the lower lower
Yeah,
corner would have been
like
just
the
fine.
Black,
Yeah.
silver, like
Gold would have looked great on
maybe
here.
blue
Oh,
if
sure,
you
but I'm
still
just saying,
want it.
it's like-
Like, come on.
Yep. So
Oh my god.
you
Yeah,
can
he's
see it
not-
right there.
It looks just
Yeah.
like red flicks from the paint coming up. Not to insult you, Kev, but like, come on, man.
I don't know,
God.
dude. He maybe he didn't have his coffee that morning, or he was just woke up on the wrong side of the bed. But he's like, you know what? I hate my fans today.
Yeah,
Like,
that was
it's
Kevin.
kind of like Batman Who Laughs of all the Spider-Man stuff I've done. Come on, man.
Wow, good memory, Dale. You remember my upside down segment. Congratulations.
See,
That was a long time ago.
yeah. Like, Delato, is not necessarily the best signer.
Not all the time, and he has like 2 different signatures, and he's like, it's
Yeah.
like, I like his his original one, nice and curvy, but there he's got like a little tiny small one where he just like maybe does like it looks like little initials. I don't know, but
Yeah, like I said, he's not a common signature because he's not, for the last couple of years, obviously he's been sequestered over in Europe and hasn't been floating about. So signings were not readily available.
no, and it takes a really, really, really long time to get his signatures back.
He's
I know
no
a lot of-
Addy Granoff. Don't get me wrong.
No,
Addy Granoff is the longest I've ever seen waiting for signatures. But Delato, he's up there.
yeah, totally. I mean, I thought wait times were long enough at CGC, but this took over a year to come back.
Yeah, I had a Granoff out for almost 2 years, but because he got sick. It was almost as bad as Jim Lee at one point when Jim Lee was doing all his, just when there was a bunch of signings that got sent to him just before the big shakeup at DC, and Jim Lee all of a sudden had to take over all these responsibilities for a short time, and all of a sudden all those signings just sat. but yeah, Delato, he's definitely
Definitely hard to get to. Well, speaking of Delato, here's a better signed Delato book. As you guys can tell, I love my signed books.
as well you should.
Ooh, Capullo. Yeah,
Nice.
that's
And
solid.
multi-signed is best, baby.
Yeah, so you got Capullo, we got Snyder, we got Gabriel Delato on a Dark Knights Metal #5, and probably one of my favorite covers that features the Batman.
And they
Who
all did
Laughs.
it in the same color. That's not. Were they all at the same signing, or did you have to coordinate over multiple signings and still get them to do all one color?
So Capullo and Snyder were in one day, and then there was a facilitator for the Delato signing.
Nice.
So yeah, love this cover. One again, favorite cover of that features the.
I always find that sometimes that's some of the hardest stuff I've had to do. Sometimes is where I'm trying to get them all to be consistent in a color, and it's done over multiple times. Especially when it's something's a mail in. It's just like, oh God, please freaking listen to my ask. And sometimes they do, and sometimes they don't. All right.
All right, let's see. What else? What do we got? This was a recent upgrade for me. I had this book in a 9.4. It was a newsstand, and I ended up selling it to upgrade. It was a package deal on eBay. He was selling a 316 and an Incredible Hulk 340. And so they were both upgrades for me, and I ended up selling my stuff and upgrading for no cost to me. So
Always good.
yeah, can't complain with that. And the 340 was a 9.2. So really happy to get this one. And for me, again, I normally don't have a preference when it comes to direct edition or newsstands, but on this one, I love the direct edition.
Yeah, I get the little Venom thing. So you probably got to sell the newsstand at a premium.
Yeah.
And pick up the direct with your preferred little extra bonus art on the cover.
Yep.
Plus that's what it's all about.
I gotta admit, I still love Venom's teeth like that. I get that now he has a different look with the fangs and everything, but still that like Loki or what was I going to say? Not Loki, but Mojo style of smile that Venom had there. I love that.
They gradually got pointier and pointier over time, and
the tongue got longer and longer.
Yeah, and you know what? I gotta agree with Tada. I do like like a shorter, maybe even a medium-sized tongue. I've never been a really big fan of the long tongue either. It kind of gets in the way sometimes. But no, I think Todd McFarlane's always been my favorite Venom. So I was talking about the 340, and if I'm not mistaken, I'm just gonna randomly pull out and see if it is the 340 because I think I keep them together. I was right. See. So this was the package deal and it also came with came with ASM 327, if that's the one where he's punching Hulk into space. That one was also signed by Todd, but I sold that one so I could again make my money back and upgrade without having to pay any money out of pocket. So
Chris, double McFarlane's on the screen at the same time. What do you think of that?
The Canadian love, I gotta admit, is joyous today here. But that that Hulk cover, I know it's getting homage like crazy still to this day, but that's a lot of people's favorite cover when it comes to McFarlane. At
this point, isn't it almost becoming like McFarlane might be the most homaged artist?
I mean, I would say so.
Yeah.
I mean, between just 300 and Spider-Man 1 alone, we know that those are like the most homaged books. But then you start throwing in, the Hulk in there.
Those two, actually. Now.
Yeah, both of those two. And some of the others, you start going, he might very well be such a modern master that everybody's trying to use his art. Or maybe it's just that so many artists now grew up in that time.
Yep, I agree.
And so he was such a great influence on so many younger modern artists that we see that. Maybe that's what it is. And I don't know, but
I agree. You see a style in a lot of artists today, like J. Scott Campbell comes to mind. Like, yeah. What do we got next?
All right, so I think we got 5 books left. So let's see what we got. This one feels pretty thick. Yeah, because it is a thick book. So there you go. How phallic-y is this one look to you, Rob?
That's I've had when I had that book, my signature was very similar, coming from the groinal area, and yeah.
So we briefly talked about this book and how important this book was back, for helping comic books grow up. Absolutely love this book. Bought this book a long time ago, actually, and happy to have this book in this grade. So when I was growing up, and everyone talks about Dark Knight Returns. If you're a comic book fan, you have to read Dark Knight Returns. And it was for so many years where I would pick up a trade and I would flip through it. I'm like, I'm not reading that. The artwork looks absolutely awful, atrocious.
I agree.
I'm not doing it.
Very sloppy.
and artwork is, of course, a number one seller to get people to read comic books. And so finally I got back into collecting, and I'm like, you know what, maybe I should read this. And I flipped through the book and put it right back on the shelf. I'm like, no, I can't do it. That artwork is just atrocious. So I finally watched the animated movie, The Dark Knight Returns, fell in love with it. I'm like, all right, you know what? I think it's now time to read that book and see how similar it is. And although it's the same story and I love the story, but I still agree that the artwork is absolutely trash in this comic book series.
If you look at his two masterpiece standalone series from that genre, the Wolverine Limited Series and Dark Knight Returns, Wolverine's artwork is a lot better than what's.
Well, now we found out why, because we just found out Rubenstein had to clean up.
I guess Rubenstein carried the house.
We've given Frank Miller way too much love. Apparently,
I guess Klaus couldn't. Klaus is not as good as Joe Rubenstein.
Is this the first printing?
It is. It is the first printing.
Phenomenal.
Yeah.
Wow.
But yeah. So then, of course, after watching the animated movie and then reading the story, I'm like, I can see why this book is so important. It has its moments, Taylor. It does. It has there are some pages where it does look good, but
it's easy to draw Superman's ass and make it look good. That's all I'm saying.
But most of it is just like, wow, this is
that cover's actually been homaged quite a bit too. Now that we talk about it, yeah.
All right, let's see what we got. All right, continuing on some symbiote sexiness, another one of my favorite books.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, Marvel Team Up, number 141. First appearance of symbiote Spider-Man in title. That's what I'm going to go with. I know a lot of people say tied with 252. That is false.
It's another one of those back in the earlier, not too long ago, release dates and and printing schedules and stuff were a little bit looser, and so books, it was not uncommon for certain books to be printed and actually end up hitting the market prior to other books where they're following up on or whatever else. And so you have this occurrence where a book may be the first distributed appearance, but is not actually the first appearance from a story standpoint.
Mm-hmm. But
so
almost cover. I love that cover.
Yeah. So you're saying pretty much almost like what they did with Virus, right? Do you remember that? What happened?
Yeah, absolutely. This, in Virus's case, that was a little bit of a different reasoning behind it, but yes, where the first appearance was actually distributed later than the first book. So, and CGC made a point of calling that out. And that's just not, they haven't done that on some of these other books where the controversies and people talk about, well, this book came out first. Look, it obviously did. Yes, it did. It wasn't intended necessarily to be the first book out, but it is the first one that hit the street.
All right. If you say so, Rob. All right. I think what do we got? We got 3 left. Let's see. What do we got? Oh, here is probably one of the rarest comic books I have. This is a rarity right here.
Oh, this is the video game.
Yes, this is a Maximum Carnage number 1. This book is super, super rare, really expensive. So pretty much this is, if you pre-ordered Maximum Carnage for Super Nintendo, you would, if the shop had it, which was so rare, they would give this to you if they had it. And so this is pretty much half of the Maximum Carnage number 1. It's not the full story, but this is just pretty much Marvel trying to get video gamers into comic books and comic bookers into video games, which, I mean, they all kind of go hand in hand. So if you have this book right here, or if you find one, I believe like having this book in any condition is like gold. Mm-hmm. I find them once in a while on Facebook Marketplace, and I'm tempted to buy them and flip them, but I'm just not a flip kind of person. But finding this book in
high
condition.
grade.
Yeah.
That's not
Yeah,
an
it's-
easy book to get in high grade at all.
It's not, because this comic book is literally made with tissue paper.
Yep. And people read them.
Chris-
And yeah. That's
Take a
great
guess,
grade.
Chris, what that book runs for in that condition.
In a 9.6. Can't forgive me if I'm undervaluing this, but my gut says like 2,100. Like, am
I don't know what it's worth now.
I
So-
know during the COVID bubble that book just went. Phew.
Right. So in the COVID bubble period, you weren't too far off.
Okay.
Looks like it hit a peak of about $2,000 in a
Okay.
9.6. Today, last sale is $1,250. With
Respectable.
sales of 1,500 before that. So
Yep.
I would not have guessed that. I mean, and you're talking about a near mint raw copy will run you about $600. So
There's no estimated run, but I speculate that there was about 3,000 made of them.
Really, that low? Okay.
It was very low, very, very low.
Mhm.
Again, it's not established or estimated, but I would maybe guess 3,000. And the way how they were printed so poorly, I mean, there's less out there. I mean, a lot of them got thrown in the trash or just completely wrecked.
Mhm.
sometimes some of those video game, I mean, there's been some video game comics where the story ties into the video game and by forth that have been actually pretty damn good.
It's very close. The game is very, very close to the actual comic series.
Cool.
Maximum Carnage, probably like the most 90s storyline ever.
Well, right, yeah, right
Absolute
up there with
Carnage
maximum
and-
clonage.
Maximum
Yeah.
clonage. Yeah.
Clonage is bad. All right, what do we got? I think. All right, so going on with more of the Amazing Spider-Man.
Speaking of Carnage,
Speaking of
bags.
Carnage
Yeah.
and Bagley and newsstands,
Newsstands,
first
yeah.
appearance of Carnage. If you're a Carnage fan or want to collect Carnage, now's the time to be doing it. These books are very, very low right now. Anything with Carnage, due to the fact of Venom Let There Be Carnage, just kind of bombing. But if you want to collect Carnage, now's the time to do it. I wonder if no. So I do have a 9.8 slabbed in the newsstand, and I also have a 9.8 signed by Bagley and a 9.8 as well. I just love this book. I actually want to collect more of this book. This is another symbiote book that I just want to absolutely hoard all the time. I have 5 copies of Amazing Spider-Man 361 and would love to like get it to 8.
Mhm.
Just like the 300s.
That's another excellent storyline before it went off the rails, like Rob was saying, with all the
Yeah.
symbiotes and Scream, and it just goes crazy afterwards. But that whole Cletus Cassidy storyline, those 4 or 5 issues before that and after that particular issue, that was good ASM storytelling as well, especially for that time.
It really was. So Carnage,
Awesome.
first appearance of Carnage, second favorite symbiote, of course. And for the last one, what do we got? Last one, what are we closing out with? We're closing out with
big whammy.
Oh,
Dun, dun, dun.
so favorite Jim Lee cover of all time, favorite X-Men cover. This book is very nostalgic to me. My brother and I had this when we were growing up, and we read this comic book to death, and we would just oogle and Google all over the artwork and just be so impressed that someone would actually draw this at a young age. So signed by Jim Lee, and if you look really closely, it's also signed by Scott Williams too.
Oh, very cool.
This was a flea market grab. So sometimes you can get lucky at the flea market. So
I hear
So
that.
that
I see
wasn't
people do it all the
$500.
time. It doesn't happen to me, but other people all the time.
well, I'm blessed with a bunch of flea markets here, and one in particular is just I call it a mini Comic-Con. There's just so many comic book vendors there, pops, toys, and whatnot. But it was there, seeing how it was one of my favorite comic books growing up, and Jim Lee being one of my favorite artists. I just couldn't leave it behind.
Well, wow, it's It's nice actually every once in a while to see one of the other the covers of number one. I just see too many times all you see is the Wolverine
The
cover
Colossus
one, but to be able
Wolverine.
to see some of the other variant covers in that whole series is kind of nice.
Mark.
Awesome. If you get lucky at a flea market, please use protection. Definitely. All right. Awesome. I've never seen never seen a stabbed signed book at the flea market.
I've never seen a stabbed book at a flea market either.
I'm assuming let's go with slabbed. Did you pick it up there, slabbed?
Yeah, yep. It was already signed and slabbed.
Phenomenal. Well, that's just the way it happens sometimes. All right. Awesome, Kevin. Thank you very much for coming on,
cool.
and appreciate you coming on and sharing the books with us. And I love it. I liked the I don't know what I brought. It was a new twist.
I always like the mystery.
Yeah, that's a little bit. There's a mystery to solve. Stick around for Scooby Doo. What?
And it keeps me on my toes too.
This new volume for OnlySlabs has been terrific right off the bat. Yeah.
Oh, and don't get me wrong. Now next week, no show, guys. We're taking a break for 1 week. I have to go take my youngest to college.
It's my birthday.
But we come back strong. So in 2 weeks, make sure you join us. Nerdy Girl is going to be joining us here on OnlySlabs. So there we go. There it is. Episode 65. Nerdy Girl, Saturday, September 24th at 11:30. Be sure to be here. Check that out because she's got fire, and it's going to be fun to have a conversation with her and talk about her experience with the books, because obviously she comes from a different perspective. So it's really, really kind of cool. Anyways, having said that, you know what we should do is we should give away some more books. So how about everybody give us hashtag it's slabbing time. Our little homage ourselves to the blue-eyed beauty, the Thing. So go ahead and type that in there. We'll give away some more books. In the meantime, I'll just let everybody know that, of course, obviously the usual rotation for myself, next Monday, mail call. Thursday, it's going to be a slabs. Thursday, I got some slabs to open up, and then like I said, no OnlySlabs next week, but we'll be back again the following week.
Remy saying tune into OnlySlabs on Remy Q Studios next week.
No, because it's always the lower. It'll be tuned into slabs only.
Yeah,
he's got to change it slightly. But there you go. Yeah.
9.6 in the logo.
0.5. Incomplete. Anyways, thank you all for coming on out. Appreciate all the fans. Not only that, don't forget, if this is your first time here and you haven't done so already, please like and subscribe and leave a comment and hit the notification bell so you get notified whenever we go. Even though it's the same time every week, sometimes people are reliant on that notification bell. I know the other week there was a couple people who at least one person that told me that they were really upset they missed the show because the notification didn't go off. And that was probably my fault because I think I had the wrong time queued up initially and changed it at the last minute. But anyways, I don't make mistakes. Who are you talking about? 26 out of 37. Go ahead, guys. Don't forget, US and Canada shipping is included on the giveaway. International, we work something out if you win. So please, everybody, feel free to go ahead and enter in there. We'll pull 6 more books. And Chris, anything else that I'm missing here that you want to promote, or Kevin? Nope. Good. All right. I'm going to 10, 9, 8,
hit that thumbs up, everybody.
7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Good luck, everybody.
All right, let's go ahead and spin it, and you can win it.
Drum roll. It's more like a motorcycle.
Boom.
Legion of Comics. Hello.
No pressure.
All right. No pressure, Chris, because you got to pull for Mark here. So I expect you to get him
to win,
nothing but
I have
independent books.
And
Nothing but independence and Marvel. That's what he likes.
nothing but nothing but something is killing the children. Second and third arc only. All right.
Or maybe get some new Hulk in here for him. Yeah.
All right.
there you
So
go.
I know Mark's favorite number is 17. So we're going to take book number 1 from the front
Okay.
and book number 7 from the rear.
Okay.
Okay. So I believe Mark has 3 children. So let's go 3 from the front.
Okay.
And all right, let's go back to front. Now, we'll take the pair that's there for your finger. And one last
One more
one.
book.
Let's go front to back. Now, and the finger that's, or pardon me, the book that's on the inside, say, towards the front. There you go.
All right, Mark. I'm sure Chris is dead to you now.
Is it She-Hulk or Moon Knight?
Null is coming.
Yeah. You know, I got nothing.
Next up, how about Transformers number 29,
Okay.
the
okay.
Scraplets.
I know that he appreciates those 80s cartoons. All right.
Next up,
Oh,
X-Force 11.
Okay.
This is what one of these. This is like
It's like the third
Second-
appearance of Deadpool.
this is. Oh yeah, but it's like an early appearance of Deadpool, but it's also like
the real first appearance of
appearance
Domino.
of Domino.
First Domino.
Yeah, not the copycat.
Yes. Yes, you did, sir.
Ooh, all right. I know he's not a huge. He can appreciate the book potentially. So maybe back to you. How about
Boy.
Spider-Man 120?
Yes, I don't care if he likes it or not. That's a big hit.
Peter
It's a big
Parker,
hit.
Spectacular Spider-Man. There you
All
are.
new, all daring. Yes.
I like that.
That's awesome.
Oh, there you go. The local comic book shop day 2016 exclusive Neil Adams variant of Champions #1.
Oh.
Hmm.
Well, I know
Good
we all
Hulk's
know
back,
he's the Hulk fan, but man, look at those traps. That's
Damn.
like it's like
I think that's the
He's-
tumor.
that's like an
he's been-
homage
he's
to
been-
St.
he's been just-
Kimmich's Kingpin.
He's been doing some lifting.
My goodness.
Military press for the win.
Wow. And
All
Ms.
right.
Marvel there too. That's Mark's favorite MCU character.
And the last book, Batman Gotham Adventures,
Very good.
issue number 9.
Come on, Mark. You like Batman.
Battling on Niagara Falls. Very nice.
There you go. You got you some Hulk, even if it's Team Warriors. There you are.
Oh, I was waiting to do a celebration. If one of those was gonna be
Congratulations
Swamp
there,
Thing.
Mark. I know you've been wanting to read this run for a while, so congratulations. Yeah. No, congratulations, Mark. Still fun books. Do what you want with them. Merry Christmas and Happy New Year and Hanukkah and Kwanzaa and whatever. This is Halloween. There you are. All right, guys. Again, thank you all for coming out. Appreciate you. Yes, thank you for free books. Yes, please do not ship them to me. Got it. They absolutely are on their way. Thank you all for coming out. We appreciate you very much. And until next time, guys, make sure you collect what you want. Don't listen to anybody, including myself. I'm just a fat man with a fat stack of comics and a fat opinion. Thanks for watching.